Hello friends, today I decided to go over my PLC Productivity Bundle 2.0, the new version that I've had multiple people beta test for the month of February that we are now releasing here for the month of March. So you're gonna see your new bundle if you purchase it from the shop starting on the week 9. Which our beta testers started or ended with week 9 on the previous month. Just because it ends on March 2nd, I was like hesitant whether to add it into the new bundle or not. But if you are starting new and you have not been beta testing and you're starting new and you're purchasing a new whole set of inserts for the month of March, I would certainly want you to have the beginning of the month, which is the March 1st, which happens to fall on a weekend for this month. So anyway, what I want to go over today is just the bundle itself and what it is, so that you can fully understand and grasp whether this will work for you or it may not work for you. And that's totally completely up to you. Certainly, I did get started on this week. Today is Monday, and so I plan out the whole week on Mondays or Sundays, the day before the new week starts for me. And so you're going to see some filled out, which is great because you get to see like real hand how I'm using it and what it's intended to be used as. Now, I've had beta testers who have given me plenty of feedback and they are using it in so many different ways and so unique and made and customized to their needs. And I love that. And so what I am going to go through today is what it was intended to be used as, but that certainly should not stop you from how you want to use it. Okay, so let's just get started on the first page here. It starts with the week's focus. And this page, you have seen this time and time before here on my channel as well as in my shop, because I do have this in multiple different listings. I have this by itself with a couple other bonus inserts that are added into that. I also have it in my previous version, which is still going to be monthly updated every month. So you're still going to find it. If you like the older version better, then stay with it. Don't move. Okay. Do what works for you. Okay. So you have this, and what this is there are 3 sections here. The first part is a sleep tracker. And the reason why I have a sleep tracker is because to have that ultimate productivity, I realized that my sleeping pattern really plays a big part in my focus level. And so I like to track it every day, and ideally I have these blocks right here, if you can see it, between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. because ideally that's when I would love for myself to sleep. That would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of sleep, which is completely ideal in my life. But certainly it doesn't happen that way because I am a night owl. And raise your hand in the comments section if you guys are with me on that. I'm a night owl. I have 4 children. I've always been used to making sure the kids are sleeping since they were little, and then enjoying these last several hours of the night before falling asleep. And so I just kind of gotten immune to that, and it just never went away. And so what I'm trying to do is to go away from that. And certainly on certain weeks, because of this tracking, I am doing so much better. Like you can see, like 6 to 7 hours here. Of course, the last 3 days were 5, but my tracking has really helped me to get right back onto track. Like for example, today I got 5 hours of sleep. So tonight, probably most likely, my brain's going to tell me, hey, go to sleep, go to sleep. So you could get that full, hour or 2 more of sleep. And then you could certainly track your energy level here. I've seen some people actually very, very intelligent. I just love how you guys do things differently. So with the sleep tracker, you can always grade yourself between 1 to 10 because, just using the numbers 1 through 10. And then let's say like your productivity level was at like 6.5, okay, between 6 and 7, you would put it there, and then you would just kind of draw a chart, a line line graph to kind of signify how does that pattern go with your sleeping pattern. So I thought that was very cool and unique. So you could certainly do that to kind of do your focus monitoring as well. And then there's the second section, which is the key action steps. This section was meant for you to really add in that building part of your life. So this is not putting out the fire. This is nothing that is due today, tomorrow, or this week rather, but something that you want to do to continually build your career, your life, maybe your self-care goals, things that will, over time, you'll see that you have built something into your life. So it's called self-development. It could be reading, it could be weight loss for me on this, and then all the different works or businesses that I have, and how I want to grow that, because over time it's going to give me a better quality of life. That's how I see life. And so I'm constantly working on myself, my businesses, as well as anything that I see fit to develop my life into a better good. And then habits. Of course, habits are so important. Part of that comes from my goals, but also, every week it could be different. It fluctuates. Like my mom just had surgery, so I have a lot of mom stuff here. So just daily tracking and the fact of monitoring yourself, not just to exit out, but also monitoring yourself and saying, hey, I took vitamins yesterday. I forgot to do that today. Let's remember to do that tomorrow. And it just kind of reminds you and puts you back in check, and having that section there. Next page, you'll see on 2 pages, you're going to see a vertical layout of your weekly. And I love this because on the top you have 3 blank space or lines to write down anything important. Like my mom is possibly going to be discharged from her post-acute center and her therapies on the 28th this week. So I put that in print there. And then I have my son's potluck on Thursday. I don't want it to be lost in my time blocking, because this is meant to be your scheduler. So it starts from 5 a.m. because most of the days I start my day at around 5 to 5:30 a.m. I used to go to the gym at 5 in the morning. Now I don't. So there's that. But I always like to start at the 5 and then end at the 10 p.m. mark, because I figure most of us, we are supposed to be sleeping by 10, or at least winding down, and we're not doing anything super productive or scheduling ourselves out at that hour. And so I ended at 10 p.m. And then so you have all the schedules that you can see at one glance. And then you have the bottom space. I've seen people use it for reminders, like I'm doing up here, and put meal plan up here, or they put it down here. Now, for me, I put my meal plans down here just because I just cooked dinner in my house. I have like ordered food for the whole week for lunch for the family who are at home, and so I just cook my dinners, and I just want to have my dinner ideas down here. I don't necessarily follow it all the time. That is not the case for sure. But I do like to list it down there like that. So like steak and rice, salmon, broccoli, that kind of thing. So when I'm working and or I'm just like driving my kids around and I come at dinner time, cooking time, I'm like so lost because my brain is fried already and I'm so exhausted. So I just like to look at my planner real quick and say, okay, I need to get that done. That's it. So I will choose from one of the menu options. So that's what that is. I do have Saturday and Sunday stacked just because some of us, majority of us, from my understanding, we don't have too much going on. And if we do, we are not so like time blocking situation on the weekends, even though there are time appointment slots and what have you during the weekends. It's not necessary as far as like, you committing to work time versus, those appointment times. So I thought it would be okay to not have time slots here, but rather just a line space free to write down any kind of things that are going on during those weekend dates. On here, this is what I call my money page, because on 2 pages, you got both money things. So I call it the money agenda, but really essentially what this is I have Monday through Friday here and then the weekend, because again, weekend, not a lot of financial transactions are done over the weekend that I need to be super worried about. But, there are bills and things that are due on the weekend that I would like to most likely take care of at least by Friday. So I like to jot down my bills due, my credit card due dates, any kind of financial obligation. I like to put it here, even though majority of my bills are on auto pay. I like to still write it down and check it off as I go, because I want to monitor and make sure they have exited my my funds account, and also that the amount that I'm expecting is pretty near and not off the grid, because then I need to get on it and see what happened. And then I have the work and personal. So a lot of us, we either own a shop or a business, or, we have work related stuff like reimbursements and such that we need to jot down. So I just put work and personal. Now, if you need to just change that, you could certainly delete this, white it out and make it something else, make it your own. So any kind of financial things that I need to get done this week, I would jot it down here so it doesn't get lost in my weekly to-do list, if you will, because a lot of the times money tasks are pretty important. Those due dates are really important, as versus some of the things to do, maybe some of them can wait, as versus due dates cannot wait, right? Credit card, you want to pay on time and make sure. And then on this next page is the spending and order tracker. And I just dated, it's undated. I just dated, and then week 9 I put underneath, and I just have a budget for myself. Typically I'm about $600 to $1,000 on a budget for any kind of spending stuff outside of bills. Now, certainly in the future, I want to include bills so that I can see the overall picture, but I do have my electronic software to do the whole budget. But where I want to track is all of the outside expenses, such as, those variable expenses, like going out, dining out, eating out, snacks, groceries, any kind of things that are variables in my spending. I want to track it. And then I also have this tracker back here that I recently designed, where I am going to be putting down stuff here so that every week I have a tally of how much I'm spending on variable expenses, not bills, but variable expenses that I can control. So it could be shopping, that kind of thing. I want to keep everything under control. And then work and personal. This is the to-do list section. So this is everything from work to personal to migrating into next week, or a reminder for next week, without necessarily filling out the next week's bundle. Why? Because I want to keep everything in 1 week bundle, right? So I don't have to flip around all the pages during the week when I'm busy, because once I plan this out once on Monday morning, I am done for the week, and the whole week I might include new things, coming in, new to-dos coming in, or projects, but I would, and even if I cannot get it done this week, I have a space for next week where I can jot it down quickly. Like if I know something's coming up next week, then I would just jot it down real quick, without having to flip through or go to my inbox and all that kind of stuff. So that's the intention here. So I have the work tasks here, personal tasks here. And then anything on waiting on. So you get the difference between this work and then this key action steps, right? Because this is not fire. This is not due, certainly not due at all. Maybe you're a book author and you are trying to publish by a certain date. That is absolutely not due at a certain date on this week. but you want to continually work on it. And that's where you can track that movement and that progress. All right, next section here is the an empty, just lined paper area where you can certainly, I guess, draw or sticker, write down things, write quick meeting notes. For me, I've been using it for waiting on items. Whatever I order, I just like to keep a track of that here, and then also some income coming in. I do have this, which is also supposed to be an order tracker, but suppose I ordered these wallets 3 weeks ago and it's in shipping, right? I don't want to flip to the 3 weeks ago section of the order tracker. I'd rather just have it migrated to the new week so that this week I know what I'm expecting, and if they're not here, I know to track it and see where they're at in transit. All right, next page. Meal plan. So this gets kind of tricky because remember we mentioned meal plan down here. So this is my menu option. I call it my menu option. I don't know that I would necessarily call it a meal plan because I don't actually follow that, because whenever the word plan comes into play, I feel like it's a commitment, like it's a promise, it's a vow, like we have a ring on the finger. But rather what I'm doing is I'm giving myself meal options here. I might not necessarily follow it, but I do know what's in the pantry and fridge and freezer, and that's where this would come from. Versus here, I am writing down what actually happened. So that is how I'm using it. Now other people are using this as their meal menu option so that if they have a busy schedule and they have little kids, they know what to pack for lunch, what to prepare for breakfast, and also for dinner. So you could use it in your own way, whatever makes sense to you, but that's how I'm using it. I'm using it to track what I personally ate, not necessarily what my kids ate, my family ate, but what I ate. And then to buy, just like anytime someone says, I need this, or we ran out of dryer sheets, I write it down right here. And when I go to the shop, I would for sure like take a quick photo of this and go to the shop, or put it in a little memo and take it with me. I have another blank space for notes and any kind of meeting notes, quick notes that I need to jot down, where it doesn't necessarily belong in a place yet. I just need to kind of think about it before I put it into a place. Why is because I realize through time what has been an absolute need for me is a lot of times I get a call from the office, or I would get a text from the office, and because I do work from home remotely, kind of controlling the business. And so when I do have those questions or a quick request for things, I jot it down here, and then I move it over to wherever I need to. And so if it gets longer, I just need a space. And I didn't want to go all the way to my notes section back here in the middle of the call, because sometimes I just don't get to it in time and I start writing it all over the place and then I lose it. And when it's time for me to take care of it, it's lost. I don't even know where it went. So that's what that was intended for. Now this gets to the fun part of what we are talking about here. So let's just take this off for a minute. So this is the daily section. So every single week comes with 7 days of this on 2 pages. So this is the Monday filled out. So let's show you the Tuesday that is not filled out. So here I would do my schedule. So every little box here, every single rectangle, there are 6 rectangles to every hour, because I block it by 10 minutes. So what happens then is, for instance, I drop off my daughter in the morning from 6:40 to about 8, 7:40 or 8. And so I want to block out that time, noting to myself that I am not available to do things here. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing there. So every 10 minutes is the little block. And then, there are times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to block these 3 hours for my shop and my YouTube. So that's what I did here. then I know what to work on next. And then after that, I'm gonna work on some personal tasks. As you can see, I have a couple of personal tasks to get done. And then I'm gonna have lunch before I go pick up my daughter and take her to her violin lesson. I'm going to cook at this hour and then visit my mom between 6 and 8. So this way I know that, okay, Helen, you have these many tasks. You only have 5 hours of allotted slots to actually work on these things. Is it realistic? So this is where I get to confront myself early on in the morning before my day starts, without at the end of the day feeling like, oh, what a failure. I didn't get anything done. What the heck was I doing? That kind of thing. And even also, the fact of time blocking is so crucial in especially my type of schedule. If you work at home and you're supposed to be the dedicated person to do everything around the house plus work, so that is kind of the realistic picture that I have to see to myself, and to let myself know, hey, give some grace to yourself, because you're doing the best you can with the amount of hours that you're given. You're not given 8 hours a day. And you're still able to spend time with your daughter and picking her up, dropping her off, not having to hire someone to do those kind of works. That in itself is an appreciation. So again, the time blocking is such a good way to confront your day and to realistically know what you can get done and versus what you can't, without feeling like that guilt or the failure. Now on this section down here, so again, let's start here. So time block and then key action steps to do. So key action steps come from, remember, that first page. So this is like consultancy work I have in my Notion, or you might have another place to put it, or supposedly, or let's suppose you just write down exact task or project that you want to get done here. Then you can mark for, like, let's say on Monday, I want to work on my consultancy work. Then I would write down exactly what I'm doing here, consultancy, and then I would break it down. So I would write consultancy up here, and I would break down all the little steps that I need to take to get that one thing done for the day, to progress into the next step of the project, or maybe perhaps another project. So that's what this is intended for. This is basically a supplement to help you here, as well as here, to-do list. Maybe Tesla claim, I just had my windshield repaired. So now I have to get a reimbursement with Tesla insurance. So then I would put Tesla claim, and I would go, okay, find the receipt, find the email, send it to, send the receipt to email, and then maybe track it. And then I would go back here to put on waiting on and put reimbursement for Tesla claim reimbursement. So, see how this all kind of goes together without having to flip through all the different sections of my planner, because when you're trying to be productive and get things done, it's very difficult to flip through everything and then get lost and then come back to that position where you first started, where you can just get right back into focus. So the whole idea is to keep you in focus, because you did all the heavy lifting up front. And so you are now ready to meet the day, deal with the day, and to get things done, rather than to confront as you go, because that keeps us so out of focus and it's so hard to go back into the zone. So when this is done, I'm in the zone and I'm just following my schedule or time block. I'm just following through with all the things that I need to get done for the day, if that makes sense for you. Inbox here is a section that I use for any type of new things that come in. Remember, we talked about the inbox here, where I just jot down random things that come throughout the day or the week. Well, each day has that inbox as well, so that, if like MIS photos, my daughter is taking photos and I need to pay for or buy a package for her photos for her school, then that is not necessarily something that I need to schedule into here, but rather it's just an inbox. It's just something when I have time in the car waiting or whatever, I can get to it. Look up auditions. My daughter's auditioning for violins with different symphonies this year or this following year, and so I'm just looking up other auditions. and then check boys' grades. Again, this is not crucial that I get it done. It's not a failure if I don't get it done, but when I have a quick minute, I could literally do this. It just takes less than 5 minutes. And so I put those kind of distraction type of things over there. I call it inbox. And then here on the AM and PM, you can use it for all kinds of different things. I intended this to be kind of like used as a routine, also in order of what I want to get done from my key action steps and also to my to-do list. But since then, what I have been doing is I've been using this to put in, like for example, attendance. I don't necessarily have to do it today. It's not gonna be a complete failure if I don't get it done today, but it's certainly something that I could quickly, it takes me 2 minutes, literally, I timed myself last time, 2 minutes to get this done. Now, why didn't I put it in the inbox? I put it here because this is something that I just want to quickly get done in the morning and get it over with. I don't even want to build up into my inbox at that point. So that's what I've been using it for. I also use it for my distractions. So anytime I have a time block and let's say my whole 10 a.m. is like used up for something else, and I look at my time, it's already 11:10. And I haven't gotten to these yet, then I have to ask myself, what is it that distracted you from getting that done? Maybe it was browsing. Maybe it was I got caught up in doing other things. It just kept going. Or I was answering texts, even though I don't have any answering texts on here. And that text was something that was on fire and I needed to get to it. And it took me 2 hours to get it done. I will write that down here. So that way I am always constantly confronting myself if there's something that didn't get done. And then also, so you can use it for routines, distractions, also like quick little tasks, but you could also use it as you go in kind of a timely order, like what happened. Okay, first I got up, I did this, I brushed my teeth, I took a shower, I dropped off my kid, I had breakfast or coffee with my husband, and then I got to sitting down, I made a reel, I started working on my shop, I was working on my business, and I was doing this, and I'm making a YouTube video. So I can also use it as kind of like what happened throughout the day. And that has also been very fun and motivating as I went, because just seeing it fill up with all the hard work that I put into the day, it keeps me going to the PM. So I don't just like loosen up and go, oh, I did so much, let me just rest. I just keep going, right? So sometimes it helps to motivate, boost motivation. Here and here I have some space. I usually put my, kind of affirmation or my prayer or Bible verse for the day here. And then I also close out the day with some reflection of the day or something that happened that I want to highlight. I used to have 1 line a day journal. You guys have seen this in my past videos, which I still love. But since then, I just wanted to go away from flipping through sections all the time. And so I then started writing down my highlight here, maybe some prayer that was answered, just simple journaling. That's all it is. So you get 7 pages of those Monday through Sunday, and then starts the new week. And again, that's March, so I haven't put it in yet. I do have it printed because I will be setting up March with you guys on camera, because I have had people say it's very motivating to see me set up while you're setting up as well. So I'm going to do that with you guys. It's actually motivating for me as well. I certainly love setting up. I like printing, cutting, and punching holes and popping it in here. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of plays as a therapy in my weekend. Because it's just exciting. It's fun to face a new month and new challenges, new me, new month, new me kind of attitude. So I wanted to go through that with you. If you have any questions, let me know. in the comment section. And again, I have some freebies coming up, you guys, very shortly, so look out for that in my freebies link in the description box below. If you want to join my membership, I do have like a $4.99 membership available on YouTube only, and that is where I share some of these kind of things, random things in there, so that you could give it a try. And then I do have some people hooked up on my my previous version of the PLC Productivity Bundle, and that will always remain the same. I decided I'm never going to change that just because people love it, and it's a digital file. I don't need to be making bank out of people having good productivity. That's what I want for all of us. So I'm so glad you're here, and hopefully this helped you to make a decision whether this will work for you or not. It is up for sale for the month of March, the whole bundle, with all 4 weeks. 5 weeks now, right? Week 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is up for sale, and every month it's going to be the same. Every month you get all the weeks, and they're up for sale for $3. So enjoy it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have a good week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.